live here and my camera just seems so weird. Hey everybody. Hey. Uh let's see. Live here and my okay, there we go. Seems so weird. Hey everybody. Hey. Okay, I think I got it now. So this is my first time going live on YouTube. Oh, I'm supposed to turn my voice down. Actually, it's not my first time. I've gone live like many times, but in the past, but it's been a really long time. So I'm really rusty. And I don't have moderators, so I'm going to be trying to watch the live stream in the chat over here. But this is a live Q&A. This is a place for us to hang out and for me to answer any questions that you might have with, got all the cards going on here. You know, quick questions about anything. I've already invited in all the guides and wrapped us all in love light and light love. And we're just here to be of service and most of all to have fun. It's a dreary, I don't know what, 15-degree Fahrenheit day. And, it's just a time to all my notifications. It's just a time to like hang out, I think. So I'm kind of watching my setup, waiting to see what's going on here. And I think while we're waiting, first of all, get yourself something to drink. I'm always like nervous, like right before I get on a live. I don't know why. Sheesh, I used to do corporate training like for many, many, like 6, 7 years. I don't know how long, in front of all sorts of crowds of people. So, I don't know why getting in front of this camera on a live. I think it's because I have to multitask so much and look at the chat and look at the camera. So please bear with me with that. But I think while we're waiting, we'll just get a couple of cards about, just like tap in and see what the overall themes might be for anybody coming along today. And the way I'll answer questions is I'll answer questions in the chat. Just a quick, Q&A. If you'd like to make a donation, it's not, entirely necessary. But if you want to go deeper into your question, a donation would be a divine reciprocity, like a tip jar kind of a thing. So I have Ko-fi. My Ko-fi page is where new can be made, and you can take a look at that link in the description or in the video. In the new shine paint. Hello, hello. I don't know if you're a person or a bot. I don't know what that is. Hi, oh, you're a person because you're pressing the hey. I'm trying to look at the comments over here because I don't have a mod and look at you guys through the camera. So we're answering questions today, open to anyone about anything. I can do a quick answer with the cards. If you put your question in the chat, if you want a more detailed answer and you want to make a little donation, the donation link is at the top of the chat. I don't have mods, so if a lot of people join, then I may, I'll be trying to keep up with that over here on my own. So please bear with me. Yeah, 999. Lots of endings. Lots of endings and lots of new beginnings with the solstice coming up, as well as Mercury retrograde ending tomorrow. It's not a new moon, it's a full moon tomorrow. Mercury retrograde finally ending, and we have a lot of cool things happening at the beginning of January. So, yeah. So new shine paint. If you're just here, I mean, if you want to fill up the chat with all of these Q's and nines, what are you, Adrian Garcia? What are you working with? Hi. What does that mean? What am I working with? What are you working with? I don't know what that means. If you can elaborate. Q, new shine paint. You're being very kind and happy in the chat. I wonder if you're a bot. Are you a bot or a person? I don't know. Georgia, I don't know, right? Hi, what's the highs? Okay, so we're here to do questions. So this is answering questions for you on your behalf with the cards. So if you're saying, what am I working with? I'm working with my Oracle decks, my Tarot decks, my guides. I've wrapped us all in love, light, and light, love. Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, my guides are here. Your higher selves, if you have questions, are going to jump in as well. That's what we're here to do. So if that's what, if that what speaks to you, then stick around, pop your question in the chat, and I can go ahead and do a quick answer on that. Like I said, if you want something a little bit more like a 3 card pull, donations are greatly appreciated. My link to my donations is at the top of the chat or in the description. That's what we're here to do. That's what we're working with. So if that's not what you're looking for, then you can move on to another channel or another video. What are you talking about in this conversation? Oh, Adrian. Okay. Yes. Sounds good. Sorry. So, I'll be going live quite frequently on the channel. So if you're, I don't know who's subscribers and who isn't. So if you're not subscribed and this vibes with you or whatever, then you want to subscribe and turn your notifications on. Because I have not gone live in many, many years on my channel. My channel's been around for 7 years, and there's tons of content out here for you. Um, So if you have a question, if there's something you're looking about, we can talk about anything. We can talk about your spiritual growth, your process, your path, your career goal, your career questions, your love and relationship questions. Tap into past on loved ones. I'm a shamanic guide, practitioner, Reiki master healer, artist, author. I've authored and published over 15 books and card decks. I'm just here to help. I'm just here to be of service. Spirit asked me to start going live on my channel again. And so that's why I'm here, is just to help out. So you can join in, you can hang out in the chat and chat with each other, since, this is a new forum for the chat space. So, I know some of you, if my kind of regulars come on, I mean, I know who they are, but everybody else here is new to me. Okay. Well, let me just get some collective cards, because I kind of want to see what's happening just in the energy overall right now. And if you missed it, I did do a fabulous Friday, which is looking at the energies of the week ahead, because we have the full moon and Mercury retrograde ending tomorrow. And we've got the solstice on next Saturday. And if you're hanging out with me and you're new here, I am. I'm up here in the good old North Dakota, USA. It's cold as you know what outside. I'm trying to pretend that it's warmer with all of this. Like I'm trying to be like in my house with shorts and stuff, like pretending that it's really warm out. But it's only like 15 degrees Fahrenheit outside. And I am going to read cards. And if you have a question you specifically want me to address for you, Adrian, then go ahead and ask that in the chat. Otherwise, I'm going to pull some cards just for the collective. All right. So the first card that came out is Love Spell. This is my homemade deck. We did get this morning in the Almost Daily Shorts um, as well. So I post daily on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. And this love spell came out, but I don't know what is it talking about, because sometimes a love spell doesn't necessarily mean things about people. So let's see. This is my deck, Loveland. What's this love spell all about? I don't know what direction the cards show. Do they show backwards? But this is as the sun set slowly over Loveland Park, the trees slyly smiled, and Karen lay on her picnic blanket and enjoyed the moment. And this card is about nature lover. So I think what we would talk about here is like, I just talked about the weather being really bad, but I still got outside. And so I think a lot of people either watching this now live, or people do come in and watch these recorded later. And if you do, then use this like kind of like an oracle, like scroll to anywhere in the feed and put your finger down on that time spot, that timestamp spot, and that's going to be a message for you. But I think no matter the weather, no matter where you are, everybody here right now needs a good energy clearing. The energy of the full moon that's coming up early tomorrow morning is very, very strong. It always will kind of zap you or get you like a few days before and a few days after. And this is a full moon in Gemini. That's my sun sign. And Mercury is also coming out of retrograde on the same day. So that's really going to open up a lot of things for you. But unless your energy is really clear, unless you've gotten a good chakra cleanse or a good energy healing, then it's hard to pick up on those messages. So I would say for anybody that watches this now or later, we always have access. I'm a Reiki master teacher as well. And I always do invite in the guides that are here as we are in sacred space right now to come in and clear the energy within and around anybody. And if that's something you're open to, then angelics, angels will come in and do this angelic Reiki to kind of help you clear the dross in your system that may be preventing you from hearing the guidance that you really need to hear. Okay. So that's available to you. The other good way to do that is just to get outside and allow the nature's beings and elementals to clear your energy while you're outside, because everybody always feels better when they get outside. So let's see what else is going on. It's funny. It's just it has a delay over here in this picture. Let's see what other messages Spirit has. Going back to Loveland. What have we got for everybody? Loveland Ranch. Finland walked slowly along the golden path. It's like about being on a golden path, but let's see. He saw the horses playing in the field, and he wished with all his heart to join them and hoped they would see beyond his pain and let him in on the fun. So this is about wanting to like break free, I think, of self-imposed limitations, wanting to wanting to get back out there, I would say. Oh, so this is what's coming up. So somebody either now or later in this chat is working. This is in a sense about another person as well, because they're showing me this movie that I love for Christmas. It's called, I watch it like tons of times, but it's on Netflix. It's called Dash and Lily, and it's about two people who've never met in person, and they just talk to each other through like this notebook that they leave in different places for each other. But there's a part in the movie where the guy writes on this mirror in this club like, "Get back out there, Lily," and she writes, "But I'm scared." And so there's something going on with somebody here about getting back out there, in terms of opening yourself up to new romance. And this has come up many times over the past couple of days where new opportunities are coming in for people. And this is talking about new opportunities and relationships coming in. And whether you want to accept that or not is kind of entirely up to you. And I just talked about this. Where was I? Oh, in the week ahead reading yesterday. That is available here on the channel if you want to go back and take a look. But it was kind of about some people say they're open to new relationships, but when the relationship shows up, when spirit sends you this new relationship, or your guides or angels, whoever you want to look at, sends you this new relationship, um sometimes you're not open to it because you have either one of two things going on. You have this, like, obviously fear of the past repeating itself, or kind of afraid that the person in front of you is not this person that is the person in your head, which is another part of that same movie, kind of like putting this ideal partner up on this pedestal, and then spirit sends you someone who could be a good match for you, but you're not willing to take the chance or the opportunity because you're either waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect match, um, which may be somebody who's just a romanticized version of someone that's about to come in, or you're what's the word? You're like, what do I want to say? You're like taking the new person and you're just adding, thinking about everything from the past, about all the stuff you didn't like about past relationships, and you're kind of like projecting that onto this new person, and you may not even have anything to do with them. Now, this is very like subjective, and it has to do, a lot of things have to come into play here. Your karma is a big part of this as well. Your life path, the divine timing. There's more than just, a person just doesn't pop out of the blue for no reason. They're always sent from spirit by your guides based on, something that's fated or something that's karmic. And then we have to go deeper in and take a look at the relationship and talk about like, what's the karma of the person coming? I mean, when I talk about karma, I mean, do you have a lot of good karma or do you have a lot of negative karma? And if you do, then we need to take a look at that. Um, um, and there's always suggestions and there's always ways to turn negative karma, to transmute negative karma and turn it into good karma. But there's so much with relationships, and it seems to be like the main kind of thing going on here is there's something about relationships. So I'm going to go into this deck, which is not my deck. This is the final rose, and just see if there's any other. I can't see my timer. Oh, there. Any other messages? Yeah, the contestant. This is like the Fool card in the tarot. So this is all about new opportunities, that door opening, and some it's like a fresh new person stepping out. So this seems to be all about people. This seems to be like if there are any questions to be asked, I think the majority of people that would be looking at this now or later are wanting to know about a love relationship. And I think it's there, it's coming for you, but if you're not willing to quote unquote get back out there, then it doesn't matter how many people spirits this sends your way because there's always like this next right person waiting in the wings. For whatever happens with if there's something with the current person, everybody's in your life for a reason. They're here to teach you lessons. It could have been a really crappy, what you consider to be a crappy relationship, or it could have been a really good relationship. But they all are here to teach lessons. They all are here to either help you heal karmic bonds between two people, maybe from past lives or something going on in earlier in this life. I mean, we could go like deep down the rabbit hole with love and relationship stuff. But let me just see. Okay, so they're saying that you're going to want to know about timing. So let's see. Timing's the one that is very subjective. Connect with the spirit world is the question we got. This is my homemade handmade deck about timing, but it does have a number 8 on it. And it does have Yom Kippur begins at sunset. What is Yom Kippur is a holiday? I'm not familiar with it. 281 and 84. What does this mean in terms of timing? 8 minutes, 8 days, 8 weeks. Oh, 8 weeks. Okay, so within 8 weeks, I have to sometimes go to the muscle testing, like, which one is it? Within 8 weeks, so within the next 2 months, you are going to be presented with someone new on your path. Is it a real person? Sometimes I have to ask, is it a real 3D person? Uh, is it a real 3D person? Yeah, it is. Because sometimes it could be new guides coming in, like, oh, yeah. New guys coming in that aren't 3D people. They're like spirit guides. All right. So within 8 weeks. So why connect with the spirit world then? I do want to know that. And I would say, since there's not a whole lot of people on live right now, this is also going to be probably like our love reading for today because we were going to do a love reading for our collective anyway. So let's just keep going with that. This right here that doesn't tell me how long I've been on is most disconcerting. 18. Okay. So let's keep going with these love messages because I think we lost the people that were here on the live. So, anything else we want to tell people about love? Anything else? Twin hearts. He wasn't afraid of meeting Larimar. He just couldn't fathom what was supposed to happen after they met. Billy Tavish in Chaga and Chai. This is a book that I wrote. These are quotes from books that I wrote. And our souls have been together before. This is about past life connections. Twin hearts. So I would say that I would say the new person coming in is much more aligned to you than anybody in the past had been, because you're not that same person you were in the past anymore, right? You're new now, you've done a lot of work on yourself. You and these twin hearts connections, I think, are guided to you as more like fated connections, somebody to give you a break from all of the karmic partners you had in the past. Karmic partners, I would say, those are the ones where it's like so many lessons to be learned. It may have been like a lot of ups and downs. It may have been a lot of like, where you just didn't feel like you were on the same page with this person. And there may have been a lot of healing and stuff that you had to learn from each other. But and there probably was a lot of like physical passion, but there wasn't a lot of like, what do you call it, like spiritual connection and like cerebral connection. But this next person coming in is going to be somebody past life, and somebody that's with this twin hearts card, somebody that's much more aligned to you now. um because these are quotes from my book. And Chaga and Chai is a book I wrote. Well, I don't write books. I channel them all via automatic writing. So I have like 15 published books, 15 or 16, I don't know. Mainly fiction, some nonfiction, but I write them all by going into sacred space. All of my spiritual gifts are open, but one of them is clear audience. And so I just say what I want, what kind of book I want to write. The spirit friends that are in the book come in. I just listen to what I hear, and then I just type the words down, and those are books. And we work with those every Sunday on Bringers of the Light Sunday. So, um, but this particular book, Chaga and Chai, was about a fated meeting between two people who lived like thousands of miles away from each other. One was in Ireland and the other one was in the Pacific Northwest. And through a series of divine intervention, they were drawn together by spirit to meet at this particular location, at this particular time and space, which was all divinely timed. Um, and that's how these two came together. And prior to that, there was all these like signs and synchronicities about who they were. Like the person, they kept seeing each other in their mind's eye. They kept dreaming about each other. They kept like they kept astral projecting to each other and all of that. So I think before this person comes into your life within this 8 weeks time frame, and I'm just seeing I just saw two up at the top of the screen here, 22 minutes, 22 seconds, and two and two. And 222 for me is it's a relationship number. It's whatever moniker you want to put. People get a little freaked out when you use the twin flame word. And I don't typically use it a lot anymore because it has so many connotations to different people, but you can put whatever word you want on it. Soulmate, divine counterpart, whatever. But this person, twin heart, this person coming in is much more aligned to you than anybody else, with all those twos across the top of the screen. That is a huge confirmation from spirit that this is your divine partner and your soulmate coming in. And they're saying you deserve this person because you've done a whole lot of work on yourself, and you have really kind of risen up to the challenge of wanting to be a better person and a better partner. And the way you've learned that is through all these past relationships where things didn't go so well in the past, but you had the wherewithal to be like, what do I need to learn from what just happened in this relationship? Rather than just, chalking it up to like, oh, that person was, whatever bad word you want to put on it. Oh, that person was just a whatever. You went deeper and you were like, something's happening here. I want to understand more about what went wrong and what I can do to prevent this in the future. And I think that's the angle you took. And so you took all those learnings about all these like past relationships. I'm working with somebody face to face, a client right now that's the thing too. It's like they're like, I've had so many relationships. They gave me like a number. It was like a high number. I was like, wow. They're like, I don't want it to be like any of those. I've learned all this stuff, and it's like I'm waiting for this person. So you really know what you want, and I think you're afraid that you're not going to get it because the person in your it's not really it's not a person in your mind, like in your imagination. It's a person that spirit is showing you through your spiritual eye, through your spiritual senses. So it's not like imaginary, because I know I was saying like earlier, is this person like a real person or is this like a spirit guide? And they're like, no, it's a real person. But I think if to you it may be like, man, this person that I'm thinking about could be. I keep hearing you saying like, oh, they may be out of my league because they just sound too good to be true. And it's like, well, wait a minute. They wouldn't be coming to you as a fated connection if you weren't aligned to them, meaning you both weren't as spiritually connected. And the way we do that sometimes too, when we work individually, is we check chakras. We check chakras to see the size of people's chakras to see how aligned they are. Because if we've got somebody with like a really big heart chakra, we check the diameter of it. And then we got somebody coming in with a little, really small heart chakra, or the same thing, like somebody with a really large crown chakra, which like is a huge spiritual connection. And then we got somebody, a potential partner, showing up that's got like no spiritual connection. I mean, that's not aligned at all, right? That would be like, why would you even send me that law of attraction? Because that's not aligned to me. And sometimes spirit's like, well, sometimes you get those because those are the karmic ones where work has to be done. Um, yeah. All right. Let me just see here where we're at. 26. I want to keep going. I know there's a couple more messages. Let me just take a breath because it's a lot of channeling. I don't know. This chat doesn't really refresh itself. So let me just see. Let me get a couple more cards from this deck because I think there's Spirit saying there's some advice, some things you need to know about before this person just are they going to knock on your door? They're saying that's kind of different. They're saying that's a surprise. How the person is going to show up for you is a surprise. So, like a surprise in what way? Oh, of course. They always say that. You're not going to be expecting them and then they're going to show up. The single dad showed up as the advice. And the single dad is all about taking care of yourself, um taking care of your priorities. And maybe some of you watching this do have younger children or children. Maybe you have like what do I want to say? Oh, they're saying maybe some of you have an on-off connection with some ex where you like share custody of kids or whatever. And so they're saying whatever these things are, because I don't know how many people are going to watch this and be different for each one of you. But whatever it is, it's like right now your advice is to keep doing you, Vishwa Kumar. That's from another show I watch. But anyway, keep doing you. Um, take care of your priorities, whatever those are for you, just like your everyday. I think that's what it is too, is you're just going to be going about your everyday life, getting up, go, getting ready, going to work, eating your breakfast, this to where I think you feel like you're like, oh, my life is so mundane, when is this person going to come in? And I think there's one particular day, whenever this is about to happen, I feel like you're going to feel it coming. You're going to feel it coming like in your heart and in your solar plexus. There's going to be these increased sightings of this person. So I think you're going to be going about your day. So paying attention to the signs is the other advice. The closer this person gets to coming into your reality, the more signs and synchronicities are going to start showing up. So it's like you could be going about your everyday reality, and whoever this person is, you've been getting these visions about, you already kind of know somewhat what they look like because you've been getting these. They just keep saying you've been getting these visions about what this person looks like, and so you'll start seeing more of them about town. You'll start seeing them like, oh, that person looks like my person or whatever. Or you're scrolling your social media and you're like, that looks like my person. Or maybe you have a special number sequence that shows up. I told you the 2222s or 222s are mine, but maybe because each divine counterpart couple has like their own special numerical, almost like a sacred geometry, but it's a special numerical kind of like activation sequence. And that is what is that's what spirit uses. And that's what the higher self upcoming person uses to communicate with you in the quote what they call the 5D. So you may see this number all the time, like I don't know what your number might be, 919 or 999. Somebody on here had a ton of nines. Somebody was doing 99999 maybe your number, I don't know, but whatever it is, that's like this person speaking to you through the spirit realms. Pay attention to things you're seeing, license plates. I don't know. The signs are just going to increase and increase and increase. And then there's just going to be this day where you're like, this is the umpteenth day when I've just been, waking up, doing my thing, doing my work. And suddenly, out of the blue, when you least expect it, this person is going to they're saying pop into your DMs. So it sounds like maybe now DMs could be in any number of things, right? I mean, that could be, I know it says DMs and that's like an Instagram thing, but it could be it could be an app, it could be somebody you know. I don't know what apps you use and all that, but it sounds like it's some sort of electronic communication versus you like walking down the street and bumping into them kind of randomly. Although Spirit's saying, anything's possible. Spirit's actually saying be open to anything. And 1111's coming up here on the timer too. So, all right, let's just get anything else these guys need to know. And then if anybody watching has any direct questions for me and you want to pop them in the chat, please feel free to do so. And we will answer a question specific to you. Anything else we want people watching now or later to know about? What? Four flutes. Oh, I don't know. This is the Four Cups. Look, reflection. Reflection. This person is like, I think you're mirroring each other a lot and you're thinking about each other a lot. I think there's a lot of astral travel involved right here. Not astral travel, but like astral projection, astral visits. Yes, at night, they're saying this person has been coming to you at night. And now we get 1111. 1111 for me is also a huge number about divine relationships. It's a relationship number to me because it's about a perfectly balanced person, divine masculine, divine feminine, balanced with the 11. And on the other side of that is another like perfectly balanced person with the other 11 coming together. So don't stop doing what you're doing either. I think this is the kind of the final thing. Just don't stop doing what you're doing. This is, and that is calling this person in through your energy field. So this is all about the law of attraction and being the magician of your own reality in terms of materializing things through attracting and setting your intentions and all that, right? You've set your intentions. And the message today for the collective that I did this morning was get out of your own way. And get out of your own way is dropping all resistance you have to this person coming in. And that might be the like stuff like, oh, this person's never going to show up. I think the timing is a big thing for you, a big trigger, like, oh, this person's never going to show up. When are they going to get here? Oh, my life sucks. Watch what you're saying to yourself. Number one, all of these things by the law of attraction, you get back what you give, right? So if you're putting out there in your own energy field, like dissonance in terms of negativity, it creates, first of all, negative thought forms in your aura that they're going to stay there unless you know how to clear your own energy field. And the other thing it does is it puts up blocks. This is what happens in the energy world. So I'm like a spiritual scientist and I want to know what happens in the energy world just as much as I want to just look at a card and have my guides tell me what messages to say out of my mouth. It's like I want to understand because this is transferable knowledge that I can give to you that you can use on your own so that you don't always have to be, like looking to some other person to give you this information. But in the energy world, when you are saying all these things like, this person never going to show up. Why aren't they here? Spirit, why haven't you sent me? All this, like, getting mad at God or whatever. All of that, words or spells, we're creators of our own reality. We do that through the words that we speak, many things, but it creates a block. All those negative things create a block to the door opening for this person to come through. And it's not that the person's not coming, but if the energy in front of the door is blocked up with a whole bunch of like negative thought forms, then the door can't open and the person can't step through. And so the way we unblock those is we have to disintegrate them with something. We have to transmute the energy, typically with the violet fire, which you can see your hand. You can just, anyone can do this. You can call in the violet fire around your hand, like a glove of violet fire, and you can just go in and disintegrate all these negative thought forms by saying disintegrate, and just see yourself like swashing them out and electrifying and disintegrating them with violet fire energy. And you have to do that often if you continue to have these like negative thought forms around why your stuff isn't happening for you right now, because that's just how the energy works. Like my master teacher says, that's how the energy works, whether your opinion of it, whether you believe it or not. There's some things that we can have our own opinions and perceptions on, but the way the energy world works, it just works that way. Gravity just works that way, whether we believe in gravity or not. Karma works the way it does because that's the way it works, whether you believe in karma or not. Divine timing, a lot of these things, the way that the spirit world and the higher beings works whether you believe it or not. So the same thing with law of attraction, law of karma. You get what you give, even to yourself. So if you're giving yourself a lot of negative self-talk about these situations, then it's just going to block the door to these things, because I think most people hear your karmic bank is really full and really good. Otherwise, this fated connection would not be coming through to you at the time that it is. I mean, 8 weeks is very soon. 8 weeks is just a couple of months. I mean, Spirit could have said 8 years, and then we might as well just stop this live right now and go home, because that's just way too long. And I've been on this journey and doing this stuff since 2015. So, I've been around the block more than once with this stuff, and I've seen a lot. I've experienced a lot, and I'm here to tell you, I don't even know what I'm here to tell you anymore. Let's just see if there's any other messages about this fated connection. Hmm. Let's just get one more. I like this deck too, so I just like to keep drawing these cards. Anything else? Oh, this is about forgiveness. It's called the bitch card. Um, Queen of Mirrors. This is all about forgiving the past. I think that's another thing too. Any resentment about past relationships. I think most of you watching have done a lot of this forgiveness work already, but some of you, I think there's still a lot of resentment about somebody from the past. And maybe it's this person that keeps showing up in your reality. Maybe it's some of you had this like part-time, this like maybe ex-partner, ex-wife or husband, some ex, where you still have to have contact with them for some reason. Maybe it's child support or something. And I think there's still a lot of animosity. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of chills there. Chills is my confirmation if you're a new year. But there's still a lot of animosity towards this ex person, and there's some forgiveness work that needs to be done. And if you can't do it directly with whoever because I think this other person is not spiritually evolved at all, and I think if you came up to them and were like, let's do some forgiveness work or whatever, or if you said something, like, I forgive you for everything you've done in the past, it would kind of fall flat and it wouldn't have as much of an energetic effect, because the real effect is about your energy and really not whether they accept your forgiveness or not. The forgiveness work that you do on behalf of all of this other stuff is for you to clear your energy and to cut the cords to these things, and really has less to do about saying it face to face with the other person. So this type of forgiveness work is best done like in what we call the 5D or whatever, like where you go into your meditation space or your sacred space And however you want to do the forgiveness work, it's just important. The big important thing is that you're forgiving, you're saying that you're letting go, and you're cutting the cords that exist between you and this person as often as you need to, for you to feel like you no longer have this animosity towards this past person. Even if you have to see them quite frequently, then you cut the cords every time you see them, every time, because I think this person too also brings up triggers, and because they're like a karmic lessons type of partner where you had to like clear a lot of karma from past lives with this person. I think anytime this person shows up in your reality, um as holier as holier as we think we are, as great as we think we are with our energy, and as high vibe as we think we are, something about this B person um is triggering. And it's I've got one, so I know. I've got one like that, so I know. And I've been doing energy work and clearing on myself since a long, long, long time, uh, a long time, 2013. So something about this person is still triggering, and I think it triggers like a vulnerable spot within you, and it just like no matter how many shields, no matter how many crystals, no matter how much you've got there, you put up healthy boundaries, somehow whenever this person comes in, it does something to that little vulnerable spot in you, and somehow it gets to you every time. So even if every time that you see or talk to this person, you have to cut cords and do forgiveness work and clear your energy field, then that's what you're going to have to do. And I think one day the sting will not be as prominent or as prevalent as it is right now. But until you reach that time, then it's best to just keep clearing your energy around where this triggering past ex person is concerned. All right, let me check in and see if there's anything else Spirit wants anybody watching this now or later to know. Okay, Spirit's complete. I don't see any questions in the chat. So I'm going to go ahead and end this transmission here. If this is something you're watching later, please feel free to comment or let me know how this resonates or whatever. We're building the community here over on YouTube. Even though we've been here a while, we've got kind of a small community. We're trying to build this community up as well. So I want to thank you so much for watching me, and we will see you all again soon. Take care.